Hello and welcome to episode 5 of my trophy guide for Resident Evil 4 Remake. Follow me past Ashley's cell and up the ladder. There are 2 enemies down here, but you can just run past them. Run past all the enemies in these hallways until you reach the kitchens. That is where they will stop following you and we can start collecting things again. Go through the trash here and then open the nearby briefcase for a velvet blue treasure. Further ahead we can open the fridge for a black bass, get the barrel, and you can also wait here for a chicken to lay an egg. Combine the usual and clear your inventory at the merchant. Part of this will be another green red yellow herb mix.
Where, stranger? You're welcome. I got something new for you. I'll buy almost anything.
Repair your combat knife and enter the dissection area. There we want to switch the electricity. Note that there are no enemies around until you pick up the keycard. Open the gate now so you do not have to do so while you are being chased. Enter this room first to find a first aid spray on the table and a red barrel treasure and gunpowder behind a smashable glass screen. Then solve the terminal puzzle to gain access to the level 1 keycard. To solve the puzzle you want to turn the power gates 3, 2 and 0 times. I won't even try to pronounce this correctly, so I will just call the next enemy type regenerators. Don't waste your time trying to kill them and just run past. Heal if you get to low health and use your knife when getting grabbed. In the room just behind the enemy we want to pick up the gold ingot treasure. Then follow me to switch back the electricity and use the level 1 keycard to get into the freezer. In here you are safe for now. Solve the terminal puzzle by turning the gates 2, 2, 3 and 3 times and collect the LE5 treasure, which will also be weapon 11 out of 29. Loot the crate and locker and then insert your keycard into the card reader. This will initiate a countdown at the end of which you can collect the level 2 keycard. This will also spawn another regenerator, so what I will do is just run back to the merchant and wait. Once the keycard override is complete, you will hear a beeping sound.
Shit, again?
Collect the level 2 keycard and then enter systems.
Keycard override complete.
There are 2 enemies below you and another behind the next door. The 3rd enemy will sometimes hear you and join in on the fun, so be ready for that.
Out of the way.
Now make sure your combat knife is on full durability before proceeding. Loot the yellow herb here and then enter the next room where you can find a lot more loot, including a red and green herb. You will also find the Biosensor Scope treasure. Attach this to the LE5 and then use the LE5 to scan the regenerators inside the tanks and find the one with the wrench inside. Just aiming will not void the Minimalist trophy. You will also see 2 glowing spots. These are the enemy's weak spot that have to be destroyed for it to die. Remember where its weak spots are and then use your knife to destroy them. I actually got this very quickly here, but I have had this take much longer before. Be relentless and just reload your autosave and try again if your combat knife breaks. It is not worth it to waste your handgun ammo on this. Use the wrench, insert your keycard and then run past all the enemies back to the merchant. We do this not because we cannot handle the newly spawned enemies, but because of the high chance that during combat we accidentally free more of the regenerators.
Even this thing is controlled by bugs.
Combine and sell the usual and also sell the wrench, LE5, another green red yellow herb mix and the Biosensor Scope. Repair your combat knife again and then go pick up the level 3 keycard. As you can see, one regenerator still got freed, but since we just do a quick run in and out, we will be fine. With your fully upgraded keycard, you can then free Ashley, and that completes chapter 13. Inside the holding cell at the start of chapter 14 we can collect another black bass and the crystal ore treasure. Then backtrack up the ladder to find a green herb and follow me through utilities where all enemies will now be gone, and we can pick up all the loot there. Boost up Ashley and open the locker while you wait.
You got it?
Duh.
I need you to open it from the other side.
Collect the loot in here and then sell the usual at the next merchant. You can also sell the level 3 keycard now.
I have something I think you love. Welcome. I've got something new for you, mate. Your valuables won't do you much good in the grave.
Repair your combat knife and then leave the facility to enter the cargo depot. Turn around after the cutscene to shoot down the Alexandrite treasure. Then jump down the nearby ledge, pick up the handgun ammo and take out the 3 enemies down here before smashing all the barrels. Inside another trash container you can also find the gold bangle treasure. Now go up the stairs, collect the green herb and enter Facility 2. Go down the hallway first to take out all the enemies there. One of them has a metal shield, so try to hit any body parts that stick out to the sides.
Sorry, must have slipped.
Climb the stairs and enter the control cabin where you can loot more materials and tell Ashley to hold the lever.
You okay?
Yeah, no sweat. Here, hold this down.
Hey.
Jump down and shoot down the velvet blue treasure before passing through the newly opened gate and opening another door to get back into the same room you just left. You now quickly want to take out the 2 enemies coming through the door and then wait underneath the control cabin. A 3rd enemy will always grab Ashley and jump out of the window, where you can easily stealth kill them to free Ashley.
Leave me alone! Put me down!
Again, make sure your combat knife is at full durability and then proceed to take out the enemy atop the stairs. Then just run past the next 3 enemies. They will all spawn puppet plagas when killed, which just makes them a massive pain to deal with, so don't even bother. Drop into the waste and pick up an emerald treasure down here.
Smells pretty bad. You okay?
Yeah. Before this would have killed me, though.
This new type of puzzle just has you press X at the right time. You have infinite tries though.
Okay, we go at the same time.
Yeah, okay.
Tell Ashley to hide and loot the crate, briefcase and lockers nearby. You now have to defeat another regenerator. Immediately start knifing it as it spawns to destroy all its 3 weak spots. As you fight it, you might damage its body and reveal the weak spots, so adjust your camera to hit lower or higher. Once it is defeated, this new enemy variant will actually revive. This more aggressive version is easier to take out though, as its only weak spot is now in its head, so you can take it out with your handgun. Hide behind something after you kill it, as it will shoot its needles in all directions upon death. This enemy also drops a red barrel, so make sure to pick that up. Go through another reaction time puzzle and enter the waste disposal.
Ashley.
No prob. Okay.
Tell Ashley to turn and hold the valve so you can cross the bridge and reach another electricity switch. On the way there you can find the Ornate Necklace treasure inside another briefcase. Next to the electricity switch, you can also find another black bass and green herb. After switching electricity, 4 enemies will spawn and try to abduct Ashley. Shoot them all down through the bars from here. Do not approach the bridge to your left, as that will spawn another regenerator enemy. Only run past it once the other enemies are dealt with, so you can simply avoid it altogether.
Coming. Ashley! Ashley! One down. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Solve the terminal puzzle by switching the gates 3, 3, 3 and 2 times, and take out the puppet enemies behind the crawl space.
Give me a break already.
I have something I think you like.
Combine and sell the usual, repair your combat knife, and then drop down to the upper level of the cargo depot.
Welcome. I got something new for you. Ruby's all rubbish, it makes no difference. The price, well, that's our choice to make. Thank you. Crossing your T. Don't get yourself killed.
Interacting with the Wrecking Ball crane will initiate a long combat sequence during which you have to protect Ashley and yourself as she uses the Wrecking Ball to open up a hole in the wall. This is strictly time-based, so you theoretically do not have to kill any enemies, but doing so will make surviving a lot easier. I generally like to position myself in this spot as it gives me a good view at the crane, any approaching enemies, and the opposite platform where you can see the explosive barrel. There will also be a lot of enemies dropping down in front of me, so I can just immediately stealth kill them. Only leave this area to perform melee attacks if you get overrun and if the crane gets attacked.
Here we go!
After 2 hits with the Wrecking Ball, a brute will spawn. You can use a nearby explosive barrel to take him out more easily.
Out of the way.
Good shot.
Not bad, right?
Oh, it's getting bigger. Almost there.
After 5 hits with the Wrecking Ball, a rocket launcher enemy will spawn on the opposite side of the area. Shoot the explosive barrel to take him out.
If you all want to beaten that bad, I'm happy to oblige.
After 6 hits with the Wrecking Ball, a cutscene will play and a ton of puppet plaga will spawn right in front of you. Gun them down, but if you get overrun, you should rather leave your corner and create some distance. Use the remaining explosive barrels to take out this final wave.
You're serious.
After 8 hits with the Wrecking Ball, the wall will break and you can leave. Make sure to pick up all enemy loot, including the emerald from the brute.
Did you see me? That was awesome.
I think you might have found your calling.
No problem.
Call down the platform, break the surrounding barrels, and then use the platform to reach the amber storeroom.
well together, don't we?
I guess so.
Right? Maybe someday I'll become an agent like you. What do you think? We could protect the US from any and all threats.
Is that right? Well, either way, first we have to make it out of here.
You're no fun.
Interact with the giant amber here to trigger the next cutscene and have Ashley get abducted once again. Now loot the yellow herb to your left and another crystal ore around the corner before leaving. Take a right turn here to reach a ledge above the campsite area. Take out the archer and then enter the room where you find lots of loot and Castellan 14 out of 16. Gun down the 3 enemies below you and then drop down to find the gold bar large inside the tent. Enter another nearby tent to find more loot, including a first aid spray, and then proceed to the next merchant location.
Got some new wares, stranger. You're in for a treat.
Combine and sell the usual as well as another green-red-yellow herb mix, then repair your combat knife and enter the next boss fight.
Our bucket is new, pleasant travels.
Krauser 2 consists of many phases, but only the final one is somewhat challenging. Keep ducking until he stops shooting to shoot him yourself. He will then initiate close quarter combat, so be ready to parry and attack with your knife. After dealing some damage, he will throw a flash grenade and retreat.
Well done. You're slow. Give me a challenge. What was that?
Pick up the rhinoceros beetle and proceed to a nearby valve. Pick up the green herb on the way and then use the wheel to open the path forward. You now have to watch out for a handful of traps, so follow my movement exactly and carefully. Shoot this explosive and drop down the ledge. Immediately position yourself next to the crate and turn around. Krauser will drop down for a quick attack, which can only be avoided by shooting him, but you can also just take the hit and heal afterwards. Shoot the explosive, turn around the corner and hide behind the wall just next to the bear trap. Trigger it with your knife and wait for Krauser to shoot you.
Ready to die, rookie.
Then peek around the corner to shoot the explosive. Now peek a little further to shoot an automatic turret on the ceiling before proceeding. Carefully approach and shoot this next explosive as well, and then enter the next hallway.
I'm no stranger to covert tactics.
Here you want to disarm another bear trap and automatic turret before going further. Close to the exit, you then want to stop and wait for Krauser to shoot without getting caught up in the blast. Smash the crates and collect the red herb here before going up the next set of stairs. During this next phase, we want to use the obstacles to hide from Krauser's attacks and slowly progress between his shots. Again, make sure to take my path to avoid the surrounding bear traps.
The Reaper comes for cowards and the careless alike.
Once you get close, he will disappear and drop 2 grenades. Use this opportunity to loot this area. Here you want to shoot him as he presents himself so voluntarily, and then use your knife once he drops down. He will use up to 2 flashbangs, after which he will rush behind you and you have to press R3.
Two sides of the same coin. Guess that means we'll never see eye to eye. You've made it all this.
Down here you will get ambushed by Krauser twice. Here you have to parry him or tank the hit. Throughout the following tunnels you can find a yellow and green herb.
Oh, I'd ask for a refund.
Rat that smart mouth of yours.
Here you have to press R3 as Krauser attacks from above. Pick up the red herb and remaining loot here and prepare for the final phase. Our first rule to take out this boss comfortably is to never fight in close range. Some of his attacks cannot be parried or dodged reliably, so we will always want to keep some distance. This is most easily done by climbing any of the 2 ladders and then shooting him as he approaches and jumps up. Once he gets too close, you jump back down, reload as you run to the opposite ladder and climb that one. There are 2 main things to watch out for. First, after you drop down and he is still on the upper ladder, it can result in Krauser performing a jump attack. This can easily be dodged by pressing R3 when the prompt appears. Always be ready to press this as you approach the opposite ladder. Second, once you climb the opposite ladder and Krauser is still on the upper level at the other ladder, that is actually really good. He will then approach you on the upper level, giving you much more time to shoot him. Just make sure to shoot his legs if he blocks. If he staggers, rush towards him, perform a melee attack and then retreat again. Eventually Krauser will be defeated and you obtain the trophy "You used to be a good guy", as well as the fighting knife, which counts as weapon 12 out of 29.
going, there won't be anything left to protect. You'd have known that once. That's where you're wrong. I didn't know a damn thing. Now I do. Yes! This is the moment I've been waiting for. Come at me, buddy. Show me what it is you've got that I don't. Don't stop. You have your orders.
Loot the crates, leave the arena, and that concludes chapter 14. Smash the barrels, climb the tower and approach the merchant where you want to combine and sell the usual, including another green, red, yellow herb mix. You can now also sell your combat knife, as the unupgraded fighting knife is just as strong as the power level 5 combat knife, has more durability, and you get 81,000 pesetas.
I have something.
Welcome. Got some rare things on sale, stranger. I'll buy almost anything.
Throughout the start of chapter 15, we will have 3 combat encounters alongside Mike and his combat chopper. Mike sucks at his job. You can let him kill all the enemies during this first encounter, but this might take a hot minute, and you will most likely have to retreat several times if enemies get too close. Nevertheless, you can get through this without shooting at all.
What was that?
Once he shoots down the barricade, you can start looting all the enemies and breakables. Do watch out, as there still might be a few enemies left over. Wait for Mike to kill them as well in that case. Behind the building you can shoot down a canister holding a red Beryl treasure. Proceed and hide behind the rocks to avoid enemy fire until Mike blows up the tower. Then hope that Mike takes out the 3 remaining enemies as well, otherwise you will have to deal with them.
Take a break before you join in on the fun. Not bad at all.
Pick up the first aid spray, climb the ladder and turn left to find more loot, including a green herb. Now turn around, and dangling from the steel beams above you there will be another velvet blue treasure. Approach the building in front of you and an AA turret will appear. You now have to destroy this nuisance, so follow me to reach a stationary machine gun. Make sure to take the same path, as there is a second stationary machine gun ready to shoot you if you were to deviate. Make sure to not slow down here, as the other machine gun is right in front of you and you are open to its barrage for a brief period. Climb all the stairs and just run past the enemies. Our goal is to only take out the enemies immediately next to the stationary machine gun and then mount it to quickly take out the rocket launcher enemy on the opposite structure and then destroy the AA turret. Now that Mike is free to shoot again, we just want to run around and avoid the enemies, as Mike mows them down from above. Do not go too far down the stairs, as that will trigger him to move on to the next area. Regardless of that, there is still a chance he destroys the gate and leaves without killing even half the enemies in this area, leaving it all to you. And you definitely want to take out all the enemies here, as the next area holds even more enemies and cannot be rushed through. So once Mike chickens out, you want to start sanding the structure as you loot the crates, dead bodies and kill any leftover enemies approaching you. There will also be a yellow herb behind the building with the AA turret on top. Just follow my path to not miss anything.
Bad news! I'm out of ammo!
of the way! Jesus, it's got teeth. Keep coming.
Before entering the next area, you want to slowly approach the destroyed gate and kill the enemy mounting the stationary machine gun while staying as far right as you can. We do this to avoid the aiming radius of the other stationary machine gun to our right. Then quickly climb up to reach that other turret and take out the enemies there. Make your way to pull the nearby switch while checking for enemies approaching from behind. After you switch the lever, you can use the machine gun to take out any enemies on the opposite side. There should also be a brute spawning on either side. You can use the machine gun to quickly take him out.
You're serious?
Now make your way to the opposite ladder and pick up the red herb on the way. Pull that lever as well to finally reach the summit. Also, do not forget to pick up the red barrel dropped by the brute.
Thanks.
When we get out of here, drinks are on me. I know a good bar.
Take out the 4 Navistadors approaching you and then climb down the nearby ladder where we can find the Staff of Royalty treasure inside a chest. Collect all the nearby loot and then enter the specimen storage. In here you want to be very careful. Inside the middle of these 3 bags is a sleeping regenerator enemy. Bumping into it will wake it up, which basically results in you having to kill it to be able to proceed. Open the chest in a neighboring room to find the Splendid Bangle treasure and shoot Castellan 15 out of 16. Now turn the valve to squeeze beneath the gate and progress. There are 2 bags containing regenerator enemies here. The one just above this crate and the other above 2 crates near the next valve. Be very careful when breaking crates and running from the valve to the exit door. That concludes this episode. I will see you in the next one.
I've got some new items.